Hello you guys, welcome back to the SuperMarvelSpider-Man. Today we're reacting to when Penguinz0 destroys evil influencers. So we're reacting to times when Penguinz0, which is going to be the title of the video, every evil influencers. And yeah, if YouTube is Gotham, then Penguinz0 is Batman, and then what? Spider-Man. Right. Who's this? Him? Spider-Man. I know I said it a lot of times, but some guys are new. Because apparently we're not subscribed. Subscribe. I'm gonna make that. Anyways, guys, yeah.
Is what you want. Here are 8 times Evil Weirdo got destroyed by Penguinz0.
One more thing, if you ever try and get beef with Charlie, you know your career is gonna be over.
Starting with a person who sold their soul for views. I'm sure all of you have heard of the name Addison Rae by now.
I have heard that he done a lot of weird things, but I'm not gonna get more further into this.
She's one of the biggest stars on TikTok, and she's gotten so famous that it extends well beyond TikTok. Her dad is a fucking weirdo, and he has torn apart their family for the sake of his own clout chasing. Since late 2019, Addison's dad, Monty Lopez, has been doing his best to launch himself into internet infamy with his cringe behavior.
What the fudge? What the fudge? What the fuck is that? What the fudge? That is the weirdest and cringiest TikTok I've ever seen. Cringiest TikTok ever. What the actual fudge is that? What the actual fudge?
That's someone's father. That's a 46-year-old man posting some fine, distilled, twice folded over, double caked up cringe on Maine. His whole TikTok page is just his worst moments as a human being displayed. This guy has no self-awareness. Every single video he posts on there is a video that any sane person would want deleted and scrubbed from the internet forever. Charlie would then turn the heat up upon discovering Monty's attempts to date influencers younger than him.
Wait, hold up. This guy needs a red card, mate. He needs a red card. But it's not a red card. He needs a red pen, cause... Hold up. Mate, you're literally 45, yeah? And what are you doing being a 27-year-old? Mate, there's something wrong with you. What's wrong with Alison Ray's dad? What the fudge? And look, he's even wearing a Superman shirt. It looks like the people in their young 20s look like they straight and all because this guy, I think he likes young girls for some reason, man.
His own daughter. They need like a restraining order or something where Monty Lopez can't be within 5 miles of a TikTok influencer.
What the heck? Wait, hold up. Is he touching this guy's arm? Right, yeah, that guy needs a restraining order.
He sniffs this shit out like a goddamn animal. He's got like a spidey sense for it. The final nail in Addison Rae's coffin was his habit of trying to silence anyone calling attention to his disgusting behavior, which Charlie absolutely...
Is that what you got to say? Is that what you literally got to say? Ooh, that is actually one of the strangest people. I did not know Alison Ray's dad is so weird. That's weird.
Schooled him for. This absolute insufferable douchebag anus still has the audacity to try and somehow fight for his public reputation despite doing everything possible to sink to the lowest depths of hell. This guy is just an absolute massive clown, and I feel so sorry for his entire family. The actions landing these people on Charlie's radar are only going to get more evil. Like with this next YouTuber, whose actions were not only
evil, but also illegal.
It's always adorable when a villain or clown from a previous season of YouTube drama pokes their curious little heads out from the shadow. That's what we're dealing with today. It's a YouTuber named TechLead.
Right. Oh, come on.
Pokes their curious little heads out from the shadow. That's what we're dealing with today. It's a YouTuber named TechLead.
Real name Patrick Shiu. TechLead would become the internet's favorite punching bag when he got exposed
No
for being a
wonder
crypto
when
scammer.
TechLead
On June 21st, 2024, after the fantastic documentary channel, Internet Anarchist, made a video covering the saga of his humiliation, the crypto scammer would land himself smack dab in the middle of the internet John Wick's crosshairs by breaking YouTube's biggest unspoken rule.
I tend to copyright strike down any expose videos on me because I understand that these are not real exposés. There's no journalism involved in here at all.
This delusional douchebag attempted to take a victory lap over Internet Anarchist's corpse, gloating about his abuse of the YouTube copyright system, not realizing that he is openly admitting to something you are not allowed to do and can get into big trouble for.
To make things worse for himself, Patrick openly admitted to his intentions of committing a crime.
Welcome to the world of business where people are afraid that they're going to be doxxed. Well, if you're going to come into business and do business in this world, yes, you're going to be doxxed.
You don't even have a real complaint. You have hurt feelings and thinning hair from the stress of being such a whiny loser. This is a ridiculous statement that just because you're in that field, you need to be doxxed.
After this thorough beatdown, Charlie would also give Patrick an educational spanking.
Let me go ahead and set the record straight here. They are your videos, sure, but anyone can take those videos and make their own creative pieces about them using clips from them. And there's not shit you can do about it legally. You're more than welcome to try. I will 100% use every single resource available to the entire legal firm that we have at our agency, Mana, which I am an owner of, to absolutely take you to court and embarrass you if you want to go that route.
Now, Patrick's online career is effectively over, but even his evil deeds pale in comparison to Boogie2988's. On June 27, 2024, notorious habitual liar and professional victim would reach a new low by launching and prompting a new meme coin, Fatty.
Fatty for life.
Which would turn out to be a huge scam, with YouTube Sherlock Holmes, CoffeeZilla, confronting him about it over the phone.
Boogie, it looks like you launched a crypto token that is a scam, a pump and dump.
Well, I don't think it's a pump and dump. It is a meme coin.
It's literally from a thing called Pump.Fun. What are you talking about?
Now, being dumb is a pretty crappy excuse for scamming people, and Charlie would make sure to point that out just 3 days later.
I'm not a bad person, I'm just stupid, and you can't be mad at me for that. He is stupid, don't get me wrong, but he is also a bad person. Both of these things are true.
In an attempt to save himself from losing the last 2 fans he has, Boogie would claim that his video was merely satire.
If you watch the video that I launched this with, the entire video, the entire bit, the entire joke is I lost all of my money in crypto. Here's my shitcoin. If you want to be broke too, buy my shitcoin.
Charlie would immediately recognize this weak excuse for what it was and wasted no time tearing him apart.
That excuse doesn't work, Boogie, when you actually launch a shitcoin alongside your satirical take on shitcoins for your audience to actually lose money on. You dumb buffoon. That's for your audience, Boogie. You posted it directly to them. Of course, some of them are going to buy into it because they still have some level of trust in you for whatever delusional reason that might be.
Resorting to his habit of playing the eternal victim, Boogie would then accuse Charlie of wishing for his demise, prompting one final educational lashing.
I don't want to see you dead, Boogie, at all. I want to see you stop being a piece of shit scammer who manipulates his audience and constantly lies. I'd like for you to come forward and stop lying about everything. So like in this situation, just taking it on the chin and openly admitting that you pump and dump scammed your audience. You should then refund everyone that lost money in this shitcoin scam that you've pumped. And then you should be working towards actually making things right and stop being the lying, manipulative asshole that you are.
To make matters worse for him, Charlie's video would start a chain reaction exposing Boogie's many lies, including the possibility that he lied about his cancer. However, where Boogie is still under investigation for faking cancer, this next weirdo would take it a step further with something far more evil. In October 2022, Madison Rousseau would post a TikTok sharing her life-threatening medical diagnosis.
They found a mass on my pancreas, and I had stage 2 pancreatic cancer, at just 19 years old.
But just a year later, medical professionals would expose the whole thing as a lie, shocking Madison's fans and catching Charlie's attention.
This may not be a case of her having cancer, but instead an undiagnosed case of terminal clout disease. God rest her soul.
Now, as if faking cancer wasn't bad enough, Madison would dig her own grave deeper by also scamming people.
To deceive people with a lie like this here and rake in 30...
Yeah, because this stupid girl has nothing to do with her life, yeah. All she got to do, yeah, is to scam people. That's the only thing she knows. Oh, because, she has nothing to do with her life. All she knows is how to scam people because she's poor. And that's the only thing. She thinks scamming people is gonna work. Get a job. Just get a job.
$9,000 with people that believe they're supporting a cancer patient who's going through an incredibly intense battle is so sickeningly disgusting.
Despite this, Madison would maintain that scamming people was not her intention and tried to play the victim card instead.
I didn't do this for money or greed. I didn't do this for attention. I did this in an attempt to try and get my family back together.
Unfortunately for her, Charlie did not buy that.
I feel like if the plan was to get the family back together, why the f*** are you making a GoFundMe and making...
That girl's only saying sorry because she got caught. She's just saying because she got caught. She got caught. That's why she's just apologizing. I know she was crying, but you never know. Fake crying.
Money off of it, right? Let's just assume that your nefarious plan you cooked up worked and your family all did come together to support you. It's absolutely going to crumble when you don't go to doctors to get your treatment, right? So if the family came together, they would immediately know that you are a lying sack of shit.
With that, it was clear Madison had no ground to stand on, and the court agreed, issuing her a suspended sentence of 10 years, though as long as she completes a 3-year probation, she won't have to serve it. But while Madison got off somewhat easy thanks to her young age, these next people are going to be even more and more evil. Like this.
Alright, before we finish the video, I'm gonna talk about the last video I mentioned that So, right, I got a lot of people saying that the new language they're coming on with, a lot of people do not like the design, but there's one thing about one design I forgot to mention in the last video, that the black bar in every, like, it was on the 12 injury, it was on the FAT, but there's, I don't know, I know it's the new Ferrari's new design language, but I don't like the black bar for some reason. It just doesn't, like, looking back the old Ferraris now, like, from the 2010s, you just can't compare this to newer ones. Anyways, guys, back.
Next weirdo.
Just when you thought you'd finally seen all of the degeneracy disgusting YouTubers could ever cook up in their cursed kitchen, you get jump scared by a new outrageous, heinous act committed by a YouTuber. This comes from a YouTuber named ZavGirl.
On July 3rd, 2023, true crime YouTuber ZavGirl would try to make money off the autopsy photos of an unalived 11-year-old boy by uploading them to her Patreon.
All those pictures, autopsy and stuff. Like I said, it's not going to be on YouTube because I'm too afraid against policy. I'm not going to take a chance. But yeah, so just go ahead and Patreon. I think it's like $3 to the lowest tier.
Naturally, this enraged a large part of the internet, including Charlie, who would make his video addressing her just 13 days later.
Hey ZavGirl, let me hit you with some cold water real quick. If you're the kind of person that looks at photos of a child and goes over the details on how they were brutally tortured and murdered, think to yourself, this is good content. This content's a banger. This is going on Patreon right now. I'm gonna get paid for this shit. Let's go. Then you're a bad person. That's the kind of person you are. You are an evil piece of shit person, is what you are.
Despite this, ZavGirl would upload an apology video to try to excuse her inexcusable actions.
I didn't think any of it.
How?
Images were new. These photos were already public, although the video I put together with the coroner's voice was my own creation.
I bet you only
I chose to
saying
put the
sorry
video on
because you
Patreon
just got
because of the sensitive nature of the evidence. Putting the evidence behind a paywall meant added security.
Unsurprisingly, Charlie demolished this weak defense.
Wow, you're such a saint. What an angel. She took a pay cut by only posting the child autopsy photos on Patreon behind a paywall there, instead of posting it on YouTube, which I don't think you could even do on YouTube to begin with. What are you talking about here? A paywall does not mean that it's still private. It is easily accessible to anyone that wants to fork over a few doubloons to access it. You're not like a documentary filmmaker that's paying respect to the victims' families or anything like that. This is the most disrespectful shit ever.
By now, it would be obvious that Zavgirl's actions were exploitative, and it was time for her to pay the price. Patreon removed her account for violating their community guidelines, and the unalived child's parents publicly slammed Zavgirl for her despicable behavior. Now, Zavgirl received a thorough beating for using the child's unaliving for entertainment. However, this next weirdo is under fire for something...
Right. This weirdo, right? Chris Tyson. What a shame. I actually like that guy. I actually like this guy, but yeah, I don't like him no more. I don't like him no more. I don't like him no more.
Far more disturbing.
Ava Chris Tyson of the Mr. Beast crew had a ton of evidence surface about horrible behavior with how they communicated with minors, as well as a past of really disgusting shit.
Back in 2018, a then 20-year-old Chris Tyson would share inappropriate messages and tweets with a 13-year-old boy known as Lava. This remained in the dark for years,
Yeah, he
but on
loves
June 18,
13-year-old boys.
2024,
That's what he
YouTuber
loves.
Prism42 would make an hour-long video on the topic, catching the entire internet's attention and prompting Charlie's own video criticizing the disgusting behavior.
What a bunch of
weird guy.
nonsense. That's a load of hooey. That's dirty barnacles. That's ridiculous. Under no circumstances should an adult be communicating with a child in any inappropriate manner whatsoever. That's unacceptable. It's indefensible.
To make matters worse, it would then be revealed that Ava was a fan of an artist who drew child porn.
Wait. I remember. Wait. Hold on. Let me check something. If you guys remember some of his old videos, you may know that. I swear he had a picture of one in his room. I swear he had a picture of one in his room. I swear he had a picture of one in his room.
The only question about Ava Tyson and Chadman's connection is whether or not a piece was commissioned or purchased. But at the very least...
See, I knew it. He had one in his freaking room. Look, hold up, let me zoom in. Look. Even Mr. Beast is looking at it weirdly. He's looking at it weirdly. Look, what the actual heck? What the fuck? Look, you see Mr. Beast's face right now? You see Chris's face? Jimmy, oh shoot. I mean Jimmy's, you see Jimmy's face right now? Mr. Beast. Look. What the actual fudge? I knew it, there was one.
Was owned by Ava Tyson. And I don't think there's any wiggle room to just explain this away as some kind of innocent whoops-a-daisy moment of being ignorant of what the art was.
On the same day as Charlie's video, Ava would address the situation in a tweet, but only succeed in making Charlie go harder on them.
Just don't think you can write off a lot of those social media posts as edgy jokes or edgy humor when you actually owned art from an artist who draws child. That's not a joke anymore. Haha. Bought some child art. Like, that's not exactly side-splitting comedy.
With that, less and less people are willing to believe Ava's claim that there was no grooming involved, and the YouTuber's been forced to step away from their position as a Mr. Beast crew member. As for more consequences, only time will tell. But while Ava's actions are horrific, the next weirdo on this list would use her own son for something even more evil.
The person we're about to talk about, Lee Felton. Lee Felton was once a piano teacher, but after her husband left her and her child, she then got desperate for money.
On June 17th, 2008, Lee Felton would join YouTube and shortly after begin posting SUL breastfeeding videos involving her son under the guise of educational content. Naturally, this abuse of YouTube's nudity policy would catch Charlie's attention.
Jesus Christ is right. So Lee Felton turned to the ultimate dark side. She was not only producing this graphic material, but she was selling unlisted links to the videos to these absolute degenerates. And you can clearly recognize the big problem here. She was producing pornography that involved an actual child.
However, even after she was arrested in October 2015, Leigh would maintain that she had done nothing wrong, calling her videos silly and playful, and earning herself a vicious response from Charlie.
A silly little playful thing.
Silly little playful thing. What the fudge? How is it playful? How is it playful? What do you mean it's playful? Is that what you got to say? Let's listen what Charlie got to say.
Menace. What a fiend. Oh, so goofy to produce porn that involves a child that is in your porn.
So, producing, porn on the club is gonna, be good, right? But I don't think it's gonna be good.
Man, how wacky. Oh, wow, goodness gracious, Leigh.
Worse still would be Leigh's defense in court after being charged.
And her lawyers were just as smooth-brained. They tried to argue that everything she did was protected by free speech. I'm not...
How is it protected? What the fudge?
Not even fucking kidding, I'm not making that up. You can't just use this as a catch-all term or defense. It's in lunacy.
Unfortunately for Leigh, the judges agreed with Charlie, registered her as an S offender, and sentenced her to 10 years in prison. In contrast, this next person has so far managed to avoid prosecution despite his significantly more serious evil doings. On March 17th, 2021, Charlie would post a video titled "Creepiest Guy on TikTok," where he would target Bug Workout for his notorious simulated grape skits.
Bug Workout in the...
Whoa. Hell no. No. I'm going back. There's no actual fudging way.
Now,
No.
TikTok,
Let's
where he
go
would
back.
target Bug Workout for his notorious simulated grape skits.
So there's 3 guys now. Right. I have nothing to say. So right. Let's go back. I'm sorry. Let's go back. So there's 3 guys. 3 guys, yeah. They go into the changing room, yeah. Take their clothes off. Next day, the girl got the baby. She has a baby in her hands. What the fuck?
Bug Workout and the boys just love a good old gang bang. Big old gang there and instantly producing a baby. This shameless Cro-Magnon has clearly found his niche and he embraces it fully.
But even after receiving tons of backlash, Bug Workout would continue making the same kinds of videos, just with one twist. Now, this wasn't enough to convince Charlie that he'd actually changed, and the YouTuber would be quick to nuke him for his degeneracy.
And just like that, Bug Workout ended. As you can see, a very positive message. If you're friends with a rapist, take your shirt off after they've tied up the woman, and then untie her and marry her, because she will be so grateful to you for not her.
To make matters worse, Bug Workout wouldn't stop at just fetishizing grape. This would be the last straw, prompting a grade A...
No! He did not take a picture of that girl's skirt. Holy fudge. No, that guy is weird. That's actually a weird guy. That is actually one
schooling from Charlie.
Sexual predation in public as well. Taking pictures of women's panties, the upskirts, pretty wild stuff. Is just another example of something that makes me feel like he's a creepy psychopath.
With Charlie's coverage of Bug Workout's unhinged behavior, the TikToker immediately received hate, with people calling him the kind of person to take advantage of drunk girls at parties, and branding his videos as a disgusting purgatory. All of this establishes him as the evilest person on the list, and one can only hope that TikTok bans him from their platform.
Alright guys, yeah, that's it for today's video. Make sure you subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.